Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah, dear students. Today we are going to discuss more about non-cooperation and khilafat movement. That's for class 10th and it's from subject social science. So we have already discussed why Mahatma Gandhi, who was desirous to unite Hindus and Muslims under one umbrella rather. So he saw the khilafat issue which was raising all over the world among all the Muslims. He saw that an opportunity to unite Hindus with Muslims. So that's why he decided to give support to the Muslims like Ali brothers in this khilafat cause. So we can simply say that non-cooperation movement was aligned with the khilafat movement. That's why it's also called as the non-cooperation khilafat movement. We have already discussed it when I was delivering an online lecture on this topic. So today what we will be discussing, we will discuss different strands within the movement, that's within the non-cooperation and khilafat movement. We will see in this lecture that how different social groups responded to the call of Mahatma Gandhi, that is to eliminate the British rule, to get the independence from the Britishers. So first of all, we will look what was the movement, that is the non-cooperation movement in the towns. So what was the role of the people in the towns? How did they respond to the call of Swaraj? How did they respond in this non-cooperation movement? As we already know that non-cooperation khilafat movement began in January 1921. So in the towns, dear students, the movement was mostly started by the middle class people. So middle class people participated in the movement of in the non-cooperation movement within the cities or towns. So we can see here that many students who are enrolled in the British controlled schools, they left these schools, they boycotted these schools, and in the same way teachers also resigned from their jobs who were working in the government institutions controlled by the Britishers. And similarly, lawyers also gave up their legal practices who were working in the courts that were also controlled by the Britishers. So the elections which were going to be contested, that were called as council elections. So in these council elections, there was boycott from all over the provinces. So there were boycott of the council elections in most of the provinces, but except Madras province, we can see that in Madras province, the only party which participated, which was desirous, which was willing to participate in the council elections, that party was called as the Justice Party. This Justice Party was the party of non-Brahmins, because non-Brahmins thought that this was the only way to fulfill their needs, to gain some power, as these privileges were only enjoyed by the Brahmins. So that's why they were not willing to boycott these council elections. So Madras was the only province where a Justice Party was willing to participate. They didn't boycott, they didn't respond to the Mahatma Gandhi's call of non-cooperating to the Britishers. So moving forward, if we look on some of the effects of the non-cooperation khilafat movement on the economic front, so we can see on the economic front, the effects of this movement, they were more dramatic than into the political spheres, because what people did here in the towns, first of all, the foreign goods which were imported from other countries, especially from the Britain, these foreign goods were totally boycotted. Similarly, the liquor shops, the wine shops were picketed. Picketed means it's a form of demonstration, or it's a form of a protest by which people block the entrance to a shop or a factory or office. So liquor shops were also picketed. Foreign cloth was also burnt. As a result, when this movement spread all over the towns, all over the cities, people also began discarding imported foreign clothes. They begin to discard imported foreign clothes, and now they begin to wear only the clothes which were made in India. Simply, they now begin to wear Indian clothes. So foreign cloth was banned, but it was boycotted, and in place of that, Indian cloth was used by the people living in the towns. So as a result, the production in the Indian textiles and the Indian mills went up. It went up. There was more and more production in the Indian textile mills or factories, we can say. But there were some variety of reasons that why this movement gradually slowed down. It slowed down because there were a variety of reasons for that. So let's look on these reasons. First reason that why this non-cooperation movement slowed down in the cities, because the khadi cloth or the Indian cloth that people began to wear in place of the foreign cloth, it was more expensive. Which poor people can't afford. They can't afford to buy it. That's why they begin to use the cloth which was made in the textile mills. Similarly, the students, the teachers, they also begin to go back to their government institutions which earlier on they boycotted, because there were not the alternative Indian institutions. The alternative Indian institutions came up very slowly, with the result the students and the teachers going back to their original places which were controlled, original institutions which were controlled by the Britishers. And in the same way, lawyers who also resigned from their legal practices in the courts, they also joined back work in these government courts, because the alternative courts were not available. It was a slow process. That is why in towns, slowly and gradually, this non-cooperation movement slowed down. So that was all about today's topic, that is the different strands within the non-cooperation movement. So we discussed it in this topic, that what was the role of the people living in the towns, how did they respond to this movement which was started by Mahatma Gandhi in Jan 1921. So stay home, stay safe. Allah Hafiz.